Hello. Today's presentation examines a hypothetical tornado outbreak and its impact in a rural community through a disaster mental health lens. It explores the characteristics of the critical incident, the losses sustained, the emotional and cognitive reactions of survivors, the coping and resilience factors essential for early recovery, and the needs of vulnerable populations. My name is Sunny Etienne, and I'll be serving as your presenter. This scene reflects the community's normal functioning and stability prior to the tornado outbreak. In disaster mental health, recognizing this baseline helps illustrate how rapid onset event abruptly disrupts safety, predictability, and daily life, shaping the severity of survivors' psychological response. This presentation follows a five-stage flow: scoping the disaster, scapegoating the losses, hoping through survivors' stories, moping with those most affected, and coping by strengthening resilience to explore the community's needs after the Arkansas tornado outbreak. Scoping, discussing the characteristics of such a critical incident. The mental health responder first evaluates the scope of the damage to the people, their property, and the places they once called home. The tornado outbreak was a high intensity, rapid onset disaster that overwhelmed a rural town's limited infrastructure. The socio-cultural closeness of the community, the timing in tornado season, and repetitive media coverage intensified the collective trauma. Discussing the types of losses sustained, scapegoating. Residents experienced significant material and emotional losses, including destroyed homes, livelihoods, and familiar landmarks. Many also faced displacement, financial strain, and the collapse of daily routines central to rural life. Anticipate emotions, thoughts, and stories after the incident. Survivors commonly report shock, fear, numbness, grief, and spiritual questioning in the early aftermath. Many share stories of close escapes, profound loss, intrusive memories, and heightened anxiety about future storms. Populations that are most impacted. Moping. Those most impacted include elderly adults, individuals with disabilities, families with young children, and residents who lost homes or loved ones. First responders, teachers, clergy, and community leaders also face elevated emotional, spiritual strain. But there's hope through coping. What coping mechanisms and resiliency factors should be assessed? Coping and resilience considerations. First, assess for basic needs such as safety and family and social support. Also, they evaluate spiritual resources and church community networks. They also encourage grounding skills and routine restoration. They also facilitate meaning making conversations while also applying psychological first aid to help ensure safety and stabilization, connection, and hope. Lastly, they identify those that are at risk for PTSD or worsening symptoms. Nahum chapter 1 verse 3 reminds us that the Lord has his way in the whirlwind and the storm, a truth that offers survivors a framework for meaning making after disaster. In trauma recovery, this verse can support resilience by affirming that even in chaotic events, God is present, steady, and working through the aftermath. Such spiritual grounding often strengthens post traumatic growth by helping individuals reinterpret loss, reconnect with hope, and rebuild a sense of purpose. Integrating psychological first aid with spiritual sensitivity enables survivors' beliefs, rituals, and meaning making to serve as pathways towards resilience and long term recovery, Jacobs 2016, Skane 2015. Spirituality is a key source of strength after disasters, especially in rural communities. Survivors often rely on faith, prayer, and church support to process the loss, find meaning, and regain hope. Lee and First 2022, Stebnicki 2016. Disaster research shows that spiritual distress questions God. Fear, guilt, or shaken beliefs commonly occur alongside emotional trauma. Wu and colleagues 2022. This concludes my presentation on the critical incident scenario and the mental health responders' approach to assisting. I want to thank you for joining me. Blessings upon you.